What's up, guys? Mr. Lee Redmond here with episode number 6 of the World Domination series. There is a bit of a change in this episode up to the previous recordings. It was completely unintentional, but I'll explain later on in the video why I've done it. It is basically by pure accident. What it is I've actually done is I've completed the third season. What I normally would do would be a video after the first half of the season, then a video after the second half of the season, but instead this time around I've done the entire third season instead. So let's go straight into the round cup fixtures. Started off with a 2-0 win at home to Nikeo. It was a decent start to the season because Nikeo have always been one of the teams up near me in most of the seasons. Nagameto put them 1-0 up in the 46th minute, then George Terrari made it 2-0 in the 83rd. We then went away to Papa. Benjamin Charlie puts 1-0 up in the 8th minute. Takaro Nagameto made it 2-1 after Junior Peruku pulled one back for Papa. Just 3 minutes after Nagameto made it 2-1, Robert Toeti made it 3 to give us a sound footing. Peruku did pull one back, but it was in the added on time at the end of the game, and we ran out of 3-2 winners. 12 shots to 11 in their favour. They had 6 on target to my 4, and they had 54% possession. Followed that up with a 0-0 draw at home to Taku Vane. No highlights of anything. Stats: 6 shots to 4 in my favour. They had 2 on target to my 1, and they had 52% possession. We then beat Aorangi 3-0. It was 0-0 at half time, surprisingly. Alan Newman, however, gave us the lead just after the hour mark. 2 minutes later, he doubled the tally and our lead to make it 2. And then 8 minutes after that, Albert Orti made it 3-0 with 20 minutes to go, and we were good for the 3 points. Lost our first game of the season against Tikvika 2-0. Tennessee Mateo made it 1-0 to Tikvika in the 23rd minute, and 5 minutes into the second half, Victor Teo made it 2 to give Tikvika the 3 points, and my first defeat of the season. 10 shots to 8 in my favour. I had 4 on target to their 1, and I had 51% possession. We then drew 2-2 away at Avatio, and Adam McDonald put us 1-0 up in the 21st minute. Nagari equalised for Avatio in the 53rd, and just 5 minutes later Alan Bale made it 2-1 to Avatio. However, Newman scored again just 8 minutes after they took the lead to make it 2-2, and we held on to take a point. 14 shots to 8 in my favour. I had 6 on target to their 2, and they had 56% possession. We then made it. We then lost 2-1 at Nikeo in revenge defeat. Adam Newman put us 1-0 up in the 33rd minute, and went into added on time 1-0 up. Added on time, half time 1-0 up. In the 51st minute, Itu Terrio made it 1-1, and then just 8 minutes later, Tanaro made it 2-1 to Nikeo to give them all 3 points. 10 shots to 6 in their favour. I had 4 on target to their 2, and I had 55% possession. So thankfully after that we got our first win in 3 games, beating Tupapa 1-0 at home. Graham Paracotti in the 33rd minute gave us the lead, and that's the way it stayed for the rest of the match to give us our first 3 points in a couple of games. 10 shots to 8 in their favour. I had 4 on target to their 1, and I had 54% possession. We then followed that up with 2-2 draw at Taku Vane. Teokati Jameson put them 1-0 up in the 3rd minute, and we were 1-0 down at half time. John Kakura put through his own goal to make it 1-1 in the 68th minute. With just 4 minutes to go, Matamaki made it 2-1 to Taku Vane, but in the first minute of added on time, Nagameto made it 2-2 to give us a point. 9 shots to 8 in their favour. They had 5 on target to my 2, and they had 52% possession. We then followed that up with a 2. No, that's the wrong one. Where am I going? There. We then followed that up with a 2-1 win against Titkaveka. Manu Tawata put them 1-0 up in the 6th minute. 1-0 up in the 6th minute. Adam Newman made it 2-0 in the 33rd minute, and we were 2-0 up at half time. Matapapu Masters pulled one back for Titkaveka with 52 minutes gone on the clock, but that was the only goal of the game for them, so we were able to take the 3 points. 17 shots to 15 in my favour. I had 6 on target to their 3, and we both had 50% possession. We then followed that up by beating Aorangi 4-1. Albert Ote put us 1-0 up 5 minutes before half time, and we went into half time 1-0 up. Benjamin Charlie made it 2-0 just 8 minutes after half time. 9 minutes later, however, Robert Toll made it 2-1. But luckily, with just 10 minutes to go, Adam McDonald made it 3-1. And then with just 1 minute to go, Charlie got his second of the game to make it 4-1. There's 11 shots to 8 in my favour. I had 5 on target to their 2. And I had 51% possession. We then followed that up to make it 3 wins on the trot by being Avatir 1-0. Adam McDonald, with 10 minutes to go before half time, scoring the only goal of the game to give us another very valuable 3 points. There's 5 shots to 3 in my favour. We had 1 each on target, and I had 61% possession. We then dropped our first couple of points in what would be our 6th game, a 0-0 home draw against Nikeo. Only Teo County getting injured in the 64th minute of any note. It's 12 shots to 8 in their favour. I had 3 on target to their 1, and they had 52% possession. And after that, we then bounced back to win 1-0 to Papa. Eugene Tatueva in the 14th minute, scoring the only goal of the game to give us the 3 points. It's 10 shots to 8 in my favour. They had 3 on target to my 1. I had 53% possession. We then won 2-1 at home to Tacuvain. Conrad Peary put Tacuvain 1-0 up on the half-hour mark. However, we were level within 3 minutes thanks to Adam McDonald. And with just 9 minutes to go, McDonald scored his second of the game to make it 2-1 and to give us the 3 points. It's 11 shots to 4 in my favour. I had 3 on target to their 2. And we had 50% possession. After that, we then got a resounding 5-2 away win at Titkveka. Rua Matiagi put us 1 up in the 15th minute. Just 7 minutes later, Benjamin Charlie made it 2. And then McDonald made it 3 on the half-hour mark. And actually, just 6 minutes later, Alan Newman made it 4-0 to us. In added on time in the first half, James Curvin made it 4-1. And we went into 4-1 up at half time. With 11 minutes to go, Curvin made it 4-2. But that wasn't the last goal of the game, as Alan Newman got his second of the game with just a minute to go to make it 5-2 and give us a rather resounding win. It's 13 shots to 12 in my favour. I had 7 on target to their 6. And again, it's 50% possession. We then drew 1-1 at home to Aorangi. To Karen Monroe in the 15th minute. Put them 1-0 up, and we were 1-0 down at half time. However, Alberto T equalised in the 63rd minute to give us the point. And unfortunately, it was a bit of a pain in the butt, as you see, as we quite dominated. 13 shots to 2 in my favour. I had 4 on target to their 1. I had 52% possession. We then suffer our first defeat in quite a few games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 games? Yeah, 10 games. No, 11 games, sorry. 6, 7, 8, no, it was 10. And that was 2-0 against Nikeo. A Tuatero penalty in the 28th minute, giving them the lead. And then Roy Willis in the 2nd minute of added on time made it 2. And we weren't able to recover from that and lost our first game in 10. It's 11 shots to 9 in my favour. However, they had 6 on target to my 2. And they had 52% possession. We then beat Aviatio 2-1. Clive Nicholas putting in 1-0 up in the first minute. However, just 10 minutes later, Benjamin Charlie pulled it level for us. And just on the half-hour mark, Alan Newman scored again to give us a 2-1 lead to bounce back from our first defeat in 10. It's 14 shots to 2 in my favour. I had 5 on target to their 2. And I had 52% possession. However, we then lost 1-0 at home to Papa. Junior Peruca in the 46th minute, giving them the only goal of the game. He was then injured with just 7 minutes to go. Instead of scoring like they normally do when one of my players gets injured, Alan McDonald unfortunately was injured in the 86th minute. 9 shots to 6 in my favour. They had 3 on target to my 2. I had 53% possession. We then won 4-1 against Taku Vane. Eugene Tatueva getting a double and Alan Newman getting 2. I won't bother showing all the details, we'll keep going back to the top of the fixture, so I'll just do it like this. We then beat Titavika 3-0 at home. Newman getting 1 and Benjamin Charney getting 2, and Newman unfortunately was injured. We then made it 3 wins out of 3 by beating Aorangi 2-0. Rowan Matiaki and Sukar Nagimeta scoring for us. Nico Vega was injured, and probably quite early on by the looks like, considering he got no rating. That's what I was looking for. We then beat Nikeo 1-0. Paracotti giving us the only goal of the game. Eugene Toitavega getting injured. 3 games in a freaking row. We then drew 2-2 at home to Everteo. Alan Newman getting both goals for us. We then went to Tupapa and 1-2-1. Manu Talta and Albert Oli scoring goals for us. We drew 1 in Tikaveka. Nagameto getting the only goal for us. We're going to beat Taku Vane 2-0 at home. Benjamin Charney and Alan Newman giving us the 3 points. Our final home game of the season was a 1-1 draw against Aorangi. Benjamin Charney scoring. And in the final game, a 3-3 draw against Everteo. Benjamin Charney getting 2 and Nagameto getting 1. We were 3-1 down or 2-0 down, I believe. Let's just have a quick look. Yeah, I was 2-0 down. Pulled it back, and actually we were, I don't know how quick that bloody hell, look at that. 72 minutes. I'm not quite sure how that worked out, but there you go. Could have been 3-1 as well. But that was it for this, guys. That is 4 defeats all season. I think it's a safe bet to say we have done it again. Yes, we do. So again, for the 3rd season in a row, we are champions of the Cook Islands. We finished 8 points clear of Tikaveka and Nikeo to make it 3 wins in the league out of 3. So that was all good and well. Let's have a look at some stats in the league. Newman was highest goal scorer of 14. Benjamin Jarley was 3rd highest with Conrad Peary, both on 11. Average ratings, Toyota got 7.14. Newman got 7.04. Assists, LT got 6. So all in all, is pretty decent. So we made it 3 wins out of 3, as you can see there. That is our top 3 trophies as well in the cup. We did very well again. I was quite happy to retain it. Do have to explain something else in a little minute, but I'll finish the fixtures off. What we'll do is we'll go to the only competition I had not won in the Cook Islands, which was the Cook Islands Cup. As you can see, we are the champions as well. We beat Avateo 2-0 at home in the quarterfinals. Nagameto in the 8th minute and Tangata penalty in the 28th gave us the 2 goals of the game. In between those 2 goals, Royal Makita was injured in the 14th minute. Augusti Green was injured in the 15th for Avateo. Stats wise, 8 shots each. They had 3 on target to my 2, and I had 52% possession. Sent us through to the semis away to Tupapa. As you can see, we got a very convincing 5-1 win. Manu Tauta in the 7th minute, Eugene Tatueva in the 28th, and then 4 minutes later, Albert OT in the 32nd, putting us 3-0 up at half time. Taku Samuel did pull one back for Tupapa in the 56th minute. However, with just 20 minutes ago, Alan Noonan made it 4-1, and then 5 minutes ago, Matsuki made it 5 to send us through to our first final in the Cook Islands Cup. To be quite honest, that was our 2nd win in the competition as well in the entire career, as we had not actually won a quarter-final fixture before in the seasons. It was 20 shots to 5 in my favour. I had 7 on target to their 3, and I had 53% possession. And in the final, we beat Titaveka 2 on penalties. But check out this penalty score, guys. 39-38. It's insane. Takari Narua plus 1 up in the 7th minute. Pokora made it to 1-1 in the 84th. And in extra time, the 102nd minute, Nora scored his 2nd of the game to make it 2-1. But with just 7 minutes to go, Tamanagaro made it to 2-2. As you can see, we went to a mammoth penalty shootout where we won 39-38. James Kirvin, the captain of Titaveka, missing a decisive penalty. Even more interesting when you consider that everyone actually scored 3 times before that, I think. But Kirvin seems to be on there twice for some reason. Well, most people I think scored, well, Vogel and, well, okay, I've got some players taking 4. Oh well. But we won 39-38 to claim our very first Cook Islands Cup trophy. So we have now done a double this season. And we have won every competition in the Cook Islands. Something we took part in again this year, which was the O-League, but I didn't actually play these games, as I'll explain now. I didn't. The only cup game, the only league games I played was this Nikeo game and this Tupapa game. I didn't play the rest of them mainly because I'd already won the league. The only thing I needed to win was the cup, so I decided to skip the league games, go on holiday on the league games, so that I could basically concentrate on the cup, which, as you can see, I've now won. So I have now won everything in the Cook Islands. For some reason, though, in the Oceanian Champions League, it wasn't actually my first team that played it. It was my reserves. And I have to show you something else as well in a little minute, but it's a little weird. But as you can see, you can kind of get a bit there. In the preliminary round, it was ourselves, Tonga, Samoa and American Samoa again. We beat Lupe Reserves 3-0, Ropiani in the 32nd, Chandra in the 58th, and Paracotti in the 74th, giving us the win there. We then played Utelli from American Samoa and beat them 3-1. Piri put us 1-0 up in the 69th minute. Laulu equalising for Utelli with 7 minutes to go. However, just 2 minutes later, Katoa put us back in front, and Ropiani made it 3-1 with just 4 minutes to go after that. And in the final game, we beat Lotahape under 21s 3-1. Ropiani in the 6th minute put us 1-0 up. Vea made us 1-1. And then no, he didn't. Sorry. Abronot put us 2-0 up in the 19th minute. Vea made it 2-1, and then just 5 minutes later, Katoa made it 3-1. So we were through to the main groups. It wasn't going to be our group, unfortunately, as we didn't win a game. We lost 2-0 to Team Wellington of New Zealand. Jay Higgs scoring 2 goals in 60 seconds. We then lost 2-1 home to Bar 21s, even though P English put us 1-0 up in the 2nd minute. Oh my god, Tikanarami on the stroke of half time, and then that's away on the 10 minutes after half time, giving them the win. And in the final game, we lost 3-2 to AS Tafana from Tahiti. Ludivon put them 1-0 up in the 4th minute. Kugani made it to 2-0 in the half hour. 5 minutes later, Ludivon made it 3-0. Rapiani made it 3-1 just before half time. With 8 minutes to go, Paracotti made it 3-2. So unfortunately, we weren't able to get any points in the main draw, and the actual competition went on to be won by Auckland City of New Zealand. So the weird thing is, guys, what I'll show you now is quite a lot of the teams were either reserves or under 21s. We had me, Lupe and Lohati in the preliminary round, and then in the groups we had Nevera, Warriors and Macaulay under 21s, PNG United's reserves, Ifara BB's reserves, Bar under 21s, me obviously. So the only main teams were Tafana, Wellington, Magenta, Auckland and AS Dragon, and also one of the preliminary round teams, Utelli from American Samoa. So that was a little weird, to be quite honest, I must admit. As you can see, I've got another job, but I have to be honest, I'm thinking I'm going to quit next season. That is the Cook Islands under 19s. We've yet to actually get a friendly since I started, so wouldn't surprise me if I don't have any games in 2016. I think I'll quit, so that could be interesting, to be quite honest. So we'll have to wait and see. But that is it for this episode, guys. Actually, what I'm going to do, guys, is show you some finances, which are 112,000, and I'm supposed to go up to 135. As you see, I'm untouchable. Just show you my profile, actually. So, national reputation, media hand-to-hand approach, not that great. Finances are not that great, even though I'm pretty decent. And then I've got a handling, team discipline, all that. It's not bad. We will go to the history, which is what I want to have a look at. That's my achievements. So I've played 104 games, won 57, drawn 24, lost 23, scored 195 goals, conceded 129, goal difference of 66, with a win ratio of 54%. I've won the cup and the league, so we'll go here. This is what I want to look at. Winners of the Round Cup in 2014, 2015, 2016, plus the Cook Islands Cup in 2016. So what I will now do, guys, is it turns out I'm actually on an amateur contract, so I don't actually have an expiry date. So I'm not quite sure if I'll resign now or if I will wait for them to offer me an extension or something. But if I don't have an expiry date, I don't think they'll actually hand me a new contract. So I will actually resign from Matavera now. Well, I don't know why I'm clicked on Matavera. What in the world am I doing? There we go. Resign from Matavera FC. Yes. We will save the game there. And what I will do, guys, as well, is I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet. Whether I will apply for jobs or whether I'll wait and see about teams offering me jobs. I think I am going to. I'm not quite sure whether to remove the Cook Islands yet. I might see how it goes for one season, then maybe remove it after that. We will have to wait and see. To be honest, I don't really want. I'm not going to manage in the Cook Islands again, so we're going to have to see how that goes. What I'm going to do is, if I do apply for jobs myself, I'm actually going to go for American Samoa, because American Samoa is the only nation that has two leagues in it. So that's the only one, as well as obviously the cup. So I think actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the Cook Islands. I'm going to remove that because I don't want to go there again. So I'll remove the leagues once I've done them all. So I'm going to remove that now, actually. I don't think that will actually happen now until yeah, it's going to happen in June at the end of the update. I won't add any more nations from anywhere else until I get down to maybe just like one section at the top. So maybe one of these lots just here, just that, and that's it. So as you can see there, guys, we've got American Samoa Division 1, 2, and then everyone else has got 1. Surprisingly, New Zealand's only got 1. So my aim, I think, personally, will be to go to American Samoa. I think I might take some job interviews, to be honest. I think what I might do is I'll go to the end of May and see how I go. If I don't have any jobs yet there or any interviews or anything, I'll start applying for American Samoa. But what I'll do is I'll wait for some interviews and see how it goes. Apologies for how long this video is, guys. I wasn't intending to do the whole season, but because I was basically holidaying between the cup rounds due to when they were, it basically just put me through the entire season very quickly. My intention as well is to carry on for a little while on this save. What I might do is actually pause this recording and then just show you who I get, maybe show you any teams at interviews and stuff like that. But leave some likes. Let me just check actually, how long have I been on? It's 24 minutes. Yeah, actually what I'll do is, guys, I'll end it there, to be fair. Actually, you know what, no, sod it, God. Also, apologies for how hesitant I've been on some of this, guys. I am actually watching the Arsenal-Chelsea game at the moment. I've got the sound down, as you guys can tell, but it's a pain in the butt, especially when especially just now when Lampard smashed the bar. But what I'm going to do is, guys, I'm going to pause it there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the end of May. If I haven't got a job then, I'll end it there, there and then. But if I do get a job offer, I will show you who it is and just go through a little bit, and then that is it. So what I'll do is, guys, I'm going to pause it now, and then I'll see you guys in a second, possibly with another team or not. If not, I'll see you in a second. Okay, guys. Oh crap! Turn that down. I have actually just gone on to the end of May. As you can see, I've not had any interviews at all. Actually, I've not been offered any anyway. So what I'm going to do is I will end this episode here, guys. And what I'll do is I'll actually apply for some jobs, mainly in American Samoa. And we'll have to wait and see how it goes. American Samoa Division 2 is what I'm going to do actually as well. So I might do a little special episode actually to kind of make up for the fact I've done one episode instead of the normal 2 for season 3. Just to introduce her to the team that I've got next. So as I say, guys, that is it for this video. Apologies for how long it is. But leave some likes, leave some comments, subscribe, would appreciate it all. Until then, guys, take it steady.